Hi guys, since most of you guys are locked down because of the COVID-19, today we're gonna start a series of classes here live on my kitchen. So today we're making risotto, okay? I wanna teach you guys how to make this versatile dish from northern Italy, and I hope you guys enjoy it, okay? So my name is Ivo and this is your cooking classes. Today we're making it's gonna be risotto 101. That means we're gonna do the base risotto. And since I'm making the base risotto, I'm gonna be using veggie stock. All right. So I just got into the cooler for a couple things that I have there. So I'm gonna need my onions. I'm gonna need carrots. I got some celery here. I have some parsley. So I'm gonna be using the stem. So I'm just gonna show you guys a couple things that we can use to make our stock, okay? Since we're making a veggie stock, since today I'm gonna doing the base risotto, you can use any type of stock that you want, okay? I'm doing a veggie stock because first of all, that's what I have it on the fridge. Second of all, since it's a base risotto, let's say I have some vegan or even vegetarian people that wants to do some risotto, this is a broth that we can use it, okay? So yeah, I just got a couple things that I wanted, that I have it on the cooler, that I have it on the fridge. And what I'm gonna do here, for example, later on today, I'm gonna be making a carrot cake, and I wanna use that carrot. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna peel that carrot, okay? And I can use the skin of the carrot to use it on my stock, to use it on my broth, okay? So I'm just gonna peel it here. I'm gonna take that in and out, okay? And I'm gonna save this, and I can make this with my broth, okay? Same thing with my onion, okay? So today I'm gonna be using my onion to make the risotto. So I want to talk a little bit about the onion with you guys. We have in one side we have usually the roots. In the other side we usually have the head. Okay, never take the root out. We keep the root. So what I'm gonna do here, just gonna cut the head out, okay? I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna cut it against my root. All right, this way I keep everything connected. One side of the onion I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna use it now. I can use it for other recipes. I can now easily peel, okay? I can easily peel my my onion, okay? So if the outer shell doesn't look too nice, also I can take that out. Okay, and like I told you guys, I'm not cutting the root off. I'm just gonna trim it, okay? And I'm gonna use that to make my stock, okay? So I already have a couple things that I can use it for my stock. Here I have my parsley, for example. I can take it out the stems. We usually don't use the stems, but the stems are full of flavor, okay? So I'm gonna also get some of the celery. I just wanna chop roughly. I could use the root of the celery also, okay? Here I have some thyme. Like I told you guys, I can add more stuff to it. I have here also some bay leaves that I have it on my dry storage, okay? And I'm gonna use all that in a pot. I'm gonna set it to a pot. Just put it all here, okay? And I'm gonna fulfill that with water and just let it boil, okay? So I'm just gonna transfer this to another pot because I'm gonna be using this pot for the risotto, okay? So I just had it here so I could speed up a little bit. I just set it the water. So I have some boiling water here. I'm just gonna drop everything on it. And that's what I'm gonna use to make my stock, okay? So I'm gonna leave it there. I wanna, since the veggie stock doesn't take it too long, it would take around, I would say 40 minutes, 45 minutes, like boiling. We don't want a hard boiling. We can do like just simmering. Like I told you guys, I'm using this with the veggie stock because I'm doing the base risotto, okay? So if I'm using, let's say you guys want to do For example, beef stock, okay? You want to do a beef risotto, so just get the silver skin, all right? Whatever you have left over, sear on the pan, add some water, let that boil. You can use the bones, you can roast the bones. I also like to use some veggies, like you can also use some carrots, celeries, and carrots, celeries, and onion. That's what we call the mirepoix. That's the base for the French cuisine, okay? And now that I have my stock boiling there, I'm releasing all that flavor into the liquid. I can start to prepare my risotto, okay? So, like I showed you guys, here we have the onion, okay? And in the onion, we have here the root. The root is what connects all the layers, okay? So we always want to keep that. The heads, we can take it off, okay? But we want to keep the root, all right? If we keep the root, it's going to be a lot easier to cut it. Because what I'm going to do here, first of all, I'm going to start chopping, okay? That way, you guys see it? This way it stays all connected, all right? And I'm just gonna go through it with my finger, and I can start to cut a very, very small piece, okay? And I wanna go very, very small pieces here because I don't want my risotto to show any spots, okay? So see, everything is still connected. My onion is still connected, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna hold it here, and I'm just gonna make 3 cuts. Most of my onions is still connected, okay? And what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna go and cut it very, very small, all right? Very nice. I'm doing what we call like a small dice, or okay? And the reason why I'm doing very, very small, it's because I don't want it to show on my risotto, okay? This is a white risotto, so I don't want it to show. Okay, so now that I have my onion, I'm just gonna transfer here to this container. Very nice. Okay, and I have my onion very well chopped. All right, so now I'm gonna start to I'm gonna show you guys my mise en place, okay? So for the risotto, I don't like to be way too precise, okay? People they freak out about the recipes, to follow recipes in exactly same way. I want to teach you guys how to create your own recipes, to come from the basics and move on, okay? Try to do some. So since I have my mise en place here, I have some Parmigiano-Reggiano that I just grated. I'm going to be using that at the end. My rice that we're going to be talking a little bit about it. My onion that I just cut it through. I have some white wine. Okay, I also have some olive oil here that I'm going to be using. Salt and pepper, okay? Very nice. So now I want to talk with you guys a little bit about the rice, alright? I want you guys to take a look at this type of rice here. And that's the rice we're going to be using for risotto, okay? This is what we call a short grain rice. Okay, there are many types of short grain rice. This in specific we're going to be using today is Arborio rice. We can also use Carnaroli rice. I'm going to start to prepare my risotto now, and I want to show you guys. So let me change the tripod here. Okay, so on the back pot here I have my stock already boiling, okay, simmering. I'm transferring a lot of the flavors that I had it. Okay, I could also add more stuff to it. Okay, and I'm gonna start to prepare my risotto. Okay, I'm gonna get a pan that it's deep enough that I can work my risotto. Okay, I don't like, you guys know I just hate electric, but that's what I have it. I have it also the campfires, but I want to show you guys how to do it here on electric. Okay, so I'm just gonna set it my oven to medium heat, okay? And I'm gonna start with my olive oil, okay? So I'm kind of coating the back of the pan, okay? I'm just coating here, all right? And I wanna let it heat it up for a little bit. I could start right away, okay? I could add it with a cold oil also, okay? is just gonna have to heat it up before we add it. Okay, and right now what I want to do is I just want to sweat my onions. Okay, most of the people think, oh, I need to brown that, I need to give some color, but the thing is, it's a white risotto, so if I do this, that dark spot's gonna show on my risotto. Okay, so I'm just gonna let it heat it up a little bit. Okay, and I want to sweat means to make it translucent. Okay, if some of you guys, like I usually tell you, I'm just cooking with olive oil here because that's what I have. Remember, olive oil is gonna give some flavor to it, and it's not healthy. Okay, once it gets hot, it doesn't get healthy anymore. All right, olive oil is only healthy when you eat raw. Once you bring the olive oil to a high smoking point, and the smoking point of the olive oil is very, very low, so that means it saturates very quick. It's not healthy anymore. So if you guys are cooking with olive oil thinking it's healthier, it's not really. Okay, so now I'm just gonna start to move my onions around. Like I told you guys, I want to sweat that. Now that it's kind of translucent, my onions getting translucent, not brown, I can add my rice. Okay, and here I have 150 grams of rice. This is a portion for one person. Okay, this is the portion for one person. So now I just want to give a toast to my rice. Okay, like I told you guys, the rice is made pure of the endosperm is made pure of sugars and carbohydrates. So what's gonna happen, it's gonna start to stick a little bit to the bottom of the pan, and we also gonna give some toast to the rice. Okay, and this toasted rice is gonna give us a little bit of that nutty flavor that we love it. Okay, and it's also gonna release some of the starches, what's gonna make the rice stick a little bit to the bottom. Okay, but that's good. Okay, those sugars and carbohydrates in the bottom is also gonna give us some extra flavor. All right, so if you guys can take a look here, it's starting to stick a little bit, and this is good. Okay, this is very good. So now that I have it sticking a little bit, I'm gonna use my wine. Okay, and most of the people ask me which type of wine should I use. I like to use any wine that you would be able to drink. Okay, if you don't like some type of wine, or let's say cooking wine, for example, I don't like to use cooking wine. They usually add salt to it, and I wouldn't be able to drink a cooking wine by itself. So that's the reason why I like to use some wine that I would be able to drink. Here today I have a Chardonnay. We could use a Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris. I could use a let's say a Sauvignon Blanc, for example. I wouldn't use a Moscato, for example, because it's way too sweet. All right, any demi-sec wine or sweet wine I wouldn't use. Okay, so now that I have my rice kind of toasting, releasing all that sugars, I'm gonna add the wine. Okay, and what I'm doing here is what we call deglaze. Okay, I'm deglazing, I'm releasing the bottom of the pan. Okay, and I'm gonna start to cook that rice. Okay, I'm gonna start to cook. So risotto is gonna take around 18, maybe 20 minutes to be done. Okay, so it's gonna take a while. You need to be close to the oven. Okay, to the burner. So make sure you guys dry that wine before you added anything else. Okay, so I'm starting to cook. I'm starting to release the starches. Okay, very nice. So now I have almost no wine more. Okay, it's very, very dry. Very, very dry. So now I'm gonna start to add my stock. I'm just gonna start to pour my stock in. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a strainer here because I don't want any of the veggie to be inside. Okay, and now I'm gonna add a lot of that veggie stock. Okay, I added almost like 3 ladles of it. Okay, and the reason why I'm adding a lot of a lot of stock on the first time. It's because, like I told you guys, I know the risotto is gonna take it's gonna take a while. Okay, it's gonna take a while to cook. I'm gonna start to move my risotto around. Okay, I just wanna keep moving it. Okay, I want to keep moving it. I don't want to let it drain anymore. But now, from now on, I don't want to add too much stock. Okay, I want to add little by little. Can I cook the risotto just with wine instead of stock? No. Okay, if you do this, your risotto is gonna be very acidic. Okay, very acid, very acid. Remember, once it evaporates, the only thing you're gonna have left over is the concentrated wine. So it's gonna be very, very acidic. Okay. Another thing is, most of the people ask me, Ivo, can I use a red wine, for example? I wouldn't see it as a problem. Okay. Once you're doing, let's say you're doing a beef stock or a beef risotto. Okay, you wanna do a risotto with beef, and you want it to be in a dark color. So if you want it to be darker, you can use a red wine, for example. Can I cook the risotto just with wine? Can I use the wine that's open in the fridge? Yes, definitely. That's something that I do. Sometimes I drink some wine, I don't drink it all. Keep some. If you try the wine, it's already vinegary, don't use it, okay? But if it's open, you try it, it's not bad, yes, you can use that, okay? You can definitely use that. So I'm just gonna keep moving, keep moving. Once my risotto starts to dry a little bit, I'm gonna add a little bit more of a liquid, okay? So my risotto now, it's starting to dry out. Don't let it dry out too much. And then you're gonna add another later, okay? I'm gonna add one more later. I don't know if you guys can see the color of my stock. All right, very bright yellow already. So this is this means it's very, very nice. It's I'm giving already some flavors to it. Okay, and I'm gonna keep it moving my risotto around. So now I got a question for you guys. What do you guys think? Did I add any salt to my stock? What do you guys think? You guys think I added any salt? So yes, I did not add any salt to my stock, and the reason why I didn't add salt, it's because if you guys ever saw how salt's produced, they usually have these huge ponds in the ocean, and once the ocean level rises, it covers the pond. Once the ocean level goes down, the water gets trapped inside the ponds, and then the sun evaporates the water, okay? And what we have left over is salt. So if I have any salt on my stock, or even on the beginning of my risotto here, by the end of the day, when I finish making my risotto, it would be already over salted, okay? Because the water would evaporate and the only thing I would have left over is salt. So salt and pepper we're always gonna do at the end, okay? Salt and pepper at the end, never in the very beginning, okay? Never in the very beginning. And like I said, there's another thing that we cannot do it with precision, okay? We need to do what we call to taste, okay? My perception of salt is completely different from yours. Mine, it's a little bit dry now, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add another stock, another layer of stock, okay? So let's say you guys want to do different types of risotto, okay? So let's say you got different people at your house. You got someone that's vegetarian. You got other people that it's that they love beef or even like shrimp, and you can make the base risotto as I just am making here, okay? Very good question. I'm cooking a medium low temperature, okay? Not high temperature because I don't want it to burn. But let's say you guys wanna cook it faster, all right? You can leave it on high, but make sure you're always moving, okay? So going back to what I was saying, let's say you're cooking for many people, okay? And you're cooking many different risottos at the same time. So what do? You cook that for 15 minutes until it's like very al dente, and then you stop the cooking process. You put it on the cooler, and in the cooler. It's gonna cool down. It's gonna stop cooking. Once you're ready, you can make different stocks. Let's say you are making a beef risotto, you're making a shrimp risotto, you're making a mushroom risotto, okay? And you have different stocks from these products that you're making. And the only thing you have to do in different pots, you just add those liquids, okay? You're gonna give all that flavor. So now I'm ready to try a little bit, okay? Yeah, it's a little bit hard. It's a little bit too al dente, but it's almost there. I would say like 1 or 2 minutes now, okay? So we're getting there. So remember, now I have to be careful about the amount of stock, okay? I want to be careful about the amount of stock. And I'm going to do something here. I'm not going to add any stock right now. I want to let it dry for a little bit because I want to show you guys the perfect texture, okay? Most of the people, when I look at them, they're making risotto. They make huge mistakes when they're serving the risotto. And like I usually say, risotto is very, very easy to make. It's very, very simple to make. But a good risotto, that's not that simple, okay? And it's all about the texture, all right? It's all about the texture. We don't want it to be too soft, and we don't want it to be too lumpy, okay? We want to cook that, okay? But we always want to make sure we have the right texture. So what I'm doing here, I'm drying too much the risotto because I want to show you guys something, okay? I want to show you guys how to get the perfect texture and how to fix your risotto if you don't do it right. Okay, very nice. I think I think I'm getting there. Very nice. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move my risotto out of the heat now. Okay, I don't want it to be on the heat because or else I'm gonna burn. Okay, so I move it out, and now I want to show you guys something here. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do here. So if you take a look at my risotto, I'm gonna move it to the center, and if you guys see it. It's not coming back, all right? It's staying. That means the risotto is way too dry, okay? We should not serve a risotto like this, okay? This is a very lumpy risotto, and that's the biggest mistake that everybody do at home, okay? When they serve the risotto, they serve a very lumpy risotto, okay? And this is not a good risotto. That's not what we're looking for, okay? So I'm gonna set it to very, very low heat if I needed some, but so what you want to do here, you want to see risotto should be what we call alla onda, on the wave, okay? And that means that risotto needs to come back and close that gap that I created here, okay? It needs to close that gap. If it's not closing the gap, means it's already way too dry. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a little bit of stock. Remember, don't add it too much. But if you do add it too much, that's okay. We just have to cook it a little bit. Just be careful so it doesn't cook it too much. And now I'm gonna start to mix that, okay? I'm gonna start to incorporate, and if you guys take a look, it's now closing the gap, but it's closing very, very slowly, okay? It's closing the gap, but it's closing very, very slowly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit more, just a little bit more, maybe half of a ladle of it. Okay, and now I'm gonna start to mix. I'm gonna mix it really quick because I want to incorporate all that starches to the liquid. Okay, if I do it now, you guys can see it, it's closing. I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but the gap, once I open the gap, it starts to close. Okay, and that's what we're looking for, okay? If I take a look at the liquid that's coming out of the risotto, it's a very, very thick. It's not just a liquid, it's coming out with the starching, and that's the perfect texture that we're looking for, okay? Once that I have it like this, like I told you guys, I'm doing a base risotto today, a risotto Parmigiano, okay? So once I have it to this stage, I'm gonna add the butter, okay? And I wanna use some cold butter, okay? The reason why I'm using a coat butter is because I want to coat that rice with the butter. Okay, so the coat butter, it's gonna start to melt evenly inside the risotto. If I use like a room temperature butter, it's gonna melt it too quick. It's not gonna emulsify. It's gonna create like a pond. Okay, so I just want to keep mixing it, okay, until I melt all that butter gradually. Okay, I'm gonna add it. I'm adding, see my butter now, it's a little bit smaller, but I'm adding little by little, and I'm coating. I'm doing what we're emulsifying. Okay, when we emulsify, we mix a fat with a liquid, and we usually get a thicker texture and a very, very bright texture to it. Okay, so that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. We have many different kinds of emulsifications. We have emulsifications that we call usually temporary emulsification. That's, for example, a vinaigrette that you make it for your salad. And we have a permanent emulsification. That's, for example, a mayo. A mayo, it's a type of emulsification where it's a permanent. Once you reach the emulsification, you get the texture, right? So now, very nice. I got my risotto. If you guys take a look at my wave, it's coming back a little bit. So now I'm ready to use the cheese. Okay, I'm using here freshly grated Parmigiano-Reggiano. Okay, I just love cheese, so I'm gonna add a lot of that cheese. But remember, if you guys are doing other risottos, like for example a beef risotto, that's the right time to add it. Okay, or asparagus risotto or anything. So that's the perfect time to add it. And I'm mixing it here. Okay, I'm mixing it together. If you guys take a look, I didn't add any salt or pepper. Okay, and the reason why is because also the cheese is very salty. So if I adjust the salt and pepper in the beginning, by the time I add my cheese, I could add it too over salted. All right, so I'm also gonna tax my texture again, and it's coming back too slow. So what I'm gonna do, I can always add a little bit more liquid. Remember, just a little bit. I don't want to add it too much, just a little bit to adjust the texture. All right, and I'm gonna explain it to you guys later on why we need that texture. All right, once I plate it. Very nice. So now it's time to add salt and pepper. Don't try to make it right at the first time. Just add it little by little and try it. Okay, the other thing is, when I'm making a white risotto, I like to use white pepper because it doesn't show on my risotto. But since I don't have white pepper here, I'm just gonna use the black pepper. Okay, so I'm using a little bit of the white pepper, salt, and like I told you guys, best way to know if it's ready, try it. Okay, try it. Mine is just perfect. Very, very good. Texture very al dente. Okay, and if you guys take a look on the wave, it's coming back. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys how to plate it. Okay, so let me move this here back again. Very nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna start to plate. Okay, so I'm gonna get my risotto. I'm gonna get a flat plate so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, okay, and I'm gonna get my risotto and just dump it on the plate. Okay, so when the risotto is creamy, we don't want to serve the risotto like this. Okay, so if the risotto is creamy enough, it's gonna flatten on the plate, and that's how we should serve a risotto. Okay, risotto should not be served on a plate very like a peak, like a very lumpy risotto. Okay, risotto should be served like this, like flat. Okay, that's where a perfect risotto should look like. Okay, so now I can also finish with some more Parmigiano-Reggiano. And what I'm gonna do here, I got some Parmigiano here, like fresh. Okay, I just got my ream, and I'm gonna get my my peeler, just gonna get my peeler, okay, that I use for my carrots, and I'm just gonna get some shaves of the Parmigiano. Okay, very nice. I could usually grate like we usually do, and I'm gonna also add some olive oil. Okay, if you guys got some truffle oil at home, that's something that you can also do. Okay, so like I told you guys, not peak at all, very flat on the plate, and texture just amazing. Okay, that's what we're looking for in our risotto. Okay, if you guys have any question, let me know, write it down to me, and we can discuss it about it. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow at 11. Bye bye.